So, good evening. That's a fine. This time it was Matty. We are back again. And today is a very special day, guys, because it marks a very important anniversary. It is exactly 5 years today. This MFer said, I'm Arteta out. Unai was still employed at the club. And 5 years later, unfortunately for all of us, this idiot was actually right. However, it is what it is. We did get 3 points at the weekend. We have got Sporting away tomorrow. Man City are in the gutter right now. And Liverpool go marching on. Yeah, they're not walking alone. They're walking to the title hand in hand with all of their fans. They're doing it for Slotty. Anyway, we have got a lot to get through. Jez, how are you, mate? Happy Monday?
Yeah, all very good, mate. All very good. Nice win against the Forest. Well, let's be fair. They never turned up, did they? Quite disappointed with Forest, to be fair. Thought they had turned up and given us a game, but they didn't. And we'll take the 3 points, move on. But Lee, let's be honest, mate. It just papers over the cracks, right? I see people getting gassed up about it in chats and all this and all that. Right? Okay. Well, let's wait and see what happens in a few weeks' time, shall we? Let's see what happens after tomorrow night. Sporting Lisbon away. You know, could well be tomorrow night we're done, dusted in the Champions League. But hey, what do I know? And I've had a few people say to me, "You've got to apologise to Arteta." No, I'm not going to swear. What?
Now, don't worry, Jez. They're all out after a win. We knew this. We said this the other week. As soon as we get one more win, it's swept under the carpet again. Round and round we go, wasting more time. But anyway, how are you, Matt? Happy Monday. How's America, man? It looks sunny in the background.
Nice, man. Beautiful day today. It was cool this weekend, but it's feeling good outside today. And Arsenal won this weekend. And like Jez, I sat back this weekend. I just wanted to see the fallout from this weekend. And people have gone mad. They've gone crazy. I posed the question on my channel. I said, how do y'all feeling after yesterday? Everybody said, oh, nothing's changed. we all know what's coming. And we've got a lot of work to do. It's a step in the right direction, but we need a lot of steps in the right direction, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, man. And Kenny, your teeth are fine, man. Your teeth are fine. How are you, mate? How's your Monday?
It's been really good. I just want to say a few things. There's still traitors amongst the fan base who were cheering for Spurs when they won beat Man City 4-0. I see you all. You're not one of us. I won't forget you, especially when we play the 15th of January. I see you. I'm going to come and get you. Don't worry. I'll find you. And most importantly, who knew when we said that Timber's not a right back? Sorry, he's not a left back. Who knew? Who knew when we said that Timber would be a better right back than Ben White? Who knew? Who knew when we said that Mikel Arteta needs to rotate players, you know, to keep them fresh for a big game on Tuesday? Who knew? Who knew if you played certain people in the midfield and that certain person in the midfield was injured, that we'll play a free-flowing? Who knew? Who knew that, you know, that Jesus just hasn't got it? Who knew? As I said before, if you want facts and proof of what we say on the football pitch, come to this channel. No sing songs and dancing and looking at the camera to see if you can get your ugly boat races in the camera so everyone can make you famous or do all sort of gimmicks, say all sort of things and come out with astonishingly bad football takes. Come to this channel where people say as it is. Who knew?
Who knew? And on that bombshell, get the likes up. There's over 500 in it. Come on. Kenny's Instagram is pinned along with Jez's channel and along with Matty's channel. It's pinned in the comments. So yeah, make sure you are following all of the guys. I'll be live straight after this in about 1 hour from now with Craig, our new podcast. First episode was last Monday, the Red Mist podcast. We're going to redirect there. And we're going to talk about the weekend's events. Obviously, he's gassed. He's Liverpool, obviously. And they've got Man City next Sunday, which is massive. I think we should start with Man City, if I'm honest, and Liverpool, because we obviously watched the games, and if we didn't, we've seen the highlights. Man City were abysmal. I can't lie. Yeah, let me start with you, Jez. Yeah, I expected Man City to actually come out and put a bit of a fight up. And whilst it's funny seeing Man City have a little blip, well, an almighty blip at the minute. Obviously, no Rodri. A few other players have been in and out the team over the season as well. De Bruyne came on as a sub. Oscar Bob's out for the season. Stones look shit. Kyle Walker's been shit for about 2 years. Let's be real, they look all over the place. And whilst it's funny, our fans are out here laughing, of course. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Ha, ha, ha. I'm looking at it, and yeah, I had a little chuckle, and I was like, I couldn't believe what I was witnessing. We were doing the fan cams at the time. Yeah, and we was just like, wow, this is mad. But at the same time, we should also be raising an eyebrow saying, why the fuck can't we ever score 4 past him? Why can't we ever go there and beat him? When was the last time we beat him? Didn't Walcott play for us? I think that's how long ago it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think that was when Santi was there, Walcott and all of that line. It's like, whilst it's cool, I think, like, I'm putting this into the Liverpool one as well. Liverpool didn't look great. And I keep seeing people say, yeah, but who are they? They haven't played anyone. Well, they've played Arsenal away. Yeah, they've played Man United away. They've played Chelsea. They've played Brighton. They've played Bournemouth. They've played Forest. Yeah, they've played AC Milan. They've played Leipzig. And they've played Leverkusen. Anyone else? Have I missed anyone? Obviously, they've played more games than that, but apparently they've not played anyone. And our fans are dismissing Liverpool just like that. Yeah, because we're right behind Man City. Man City are in freefall right now. They look shit. They're playing shit. And Pep looks out of ideas. Liverpool are just plodding along. And they played Villa as well. So yeah, Jez, what did you make of this weekend, man, with City and with Liverpool?
Okay. Try and put a calm head in it, right? As I always try and do. But I don't think Man City right now are crying. They'll sort it. They've got a top world-class manager. Yeah, they're shit at the moment. They're misfiring. Something's going wrong. But they'll sort it. I'm not going to sit here and go, well, that's it done. Oh, Man City, you're fucked. Bye. No. They're too big a club. They've got too much experience. They've got a manager that can dig the crap. But as you quite rightly say, Liverpool are just plodding along. They're just rowing up the river, not causing too much of a wake. They're just doing what they got to do. And that's how you win titles. And for anybody that is sitting there and saying, well, they haven't played anybody yet. Well, I think they have, actually. So wake up, smell the fucking coffee. Sorry, I've got to stop the swearing. I've got to stop. I got told off last night, apparently. I was way out of order on the Yeti show the other night. I was like, wow. Anyway, long story.
You should have said, I've got to stop this fucking swearing. That's what you should have said, Joe. I've got to stop this fucking swearing.
Well, I'm not sitting here thinking Man City are done. I'd be an absolute arsewipe if I said that. No, it's not. They're having a bad time of it, right? We've had that. We've done it. Yeah, I said that on the channel. When was it? Last night. I said on Early Doors' channel. Do we not remember? Yeah, 1998. What happened there? Yeah, but we still got on with it. Happens. I'm sorry, Pep Guardiola is a way too good a manager to let this fall apart. And the fact, well, the funniest comment I saw, guys, was, well, it's funny that it started losing. Now he's signed a new 2-year contract. Well, funny that, isn't it? What happened when Arteta signed his bloody new contract? Hello, it means nothing. He'll sort it out. And at the end of the day, when you've got a wounded animal like the type of team that Man City are, right? God help you when they get back on form, because they'll absolutely rip your flaming head off.
So, yeah, man.
Been there, seen it, Lee. Been there and seen it.
No, facts. Listen, Pep's never lost 5 in a row before, yeah? And he looks shell-shocked. I can't lie. He looks like he's out of ideas. But at the same time, that dressing room serial winners, a lot of them, pretty much. Yeah, they're pretty much all won stuff at Man City, apart from the ones that came in this summer, obviously. But well, even Gundo actually, he came back, didn't he? But their midfield's a shambles. But Matty, obviously, it's all about just finishing above Pep, isn't it? That's what our fan base is looking at. It don't matter if Liverpool win it because they're just dismissing Liverpool. Can you imagine the buzz? Yeah, I mean, this fan base is mouthy as hell anyway. Can you imagine if we was in Liverpool's position right now and Liverpool were in our position? Can you imagine how loud and cocky our fans would get again, despite being 8 points clear before? The way they're trying to spin it as well is, well, if they bottle it from here, they're 8 points ahead. Okay, mate. Liverpool fans, barely any of them, are getting all leery because they've been in positions before and they've seen Man City go 17 straight wins. Yeah, and they've kept up and then didn't quite get over the line. The season they did win the league, if they win their next game, you sent me a graphic the other week, Matty, from the 13th game of the season, Emery got sacked. That was his last game for us, the 13th game. Liverpool were on 37 points. They won the league that season after 13 games. They have 37 points. If they beat Man City next weekend, after 13 games, they're on 34 points. Yeah, and people are saying, oh, yeah, but they've been lucky. They ain't really, though, have they?
No, not at all, Lee. And why Arsenal fans comment on anything with City? Because we had a chance to beat City 2 years ago. We were 93%. See, I'm not gonna let our fan base live that down. 93%. We were in cruise control. Then we had last year cruise control. We were there. Let me tell you what's gonna happen. They're gonna make some adjustments. They're gonna make 1 or 2 signings. Pep's gonna change his philosophy to suit the needs of the team right now. He may want to play a certain way, probably gonna flip it because he knows right now he just doesn't have Rodri. Gonna showing his age a little bit. He's probably gonna try something different. He's gonna go buy make 1 or 2 signings in January, and we know what that means. Oscar, but somebody in the chat put it in there. Oscar Ball be back in January. He'll be sorted out, and so things are gonna start tuning up. But Lee, what did I tell you this past summer? I told you we had a phone call, and I told you I said that this man is going to come into Liverpool. He's just going to be a slow burn. He's going to come in. He's going to do the same thing he did in the Eredivisie. And then our fan base, as the season started, I told you, I said, Lee, have you noticed something? I said, Liverpool is going up the table. Nobody's saying anything. They're going about their business. They're chilling. Nobody's saying anything. Our fan base, as you stated, we just bypass, like Liverpool is the redhead stepchild. Oh, man, just bypass. They give a damn about Liverpool, man. Nobody cares anything about Liverpool. And then you see this weekend, the tweets that I was seeing at 2-1 Southampton. Oh, yeah, he ball it. There it is. It's over. There it is. There it is. And I said, oh, Salah. I heard the announcer say, well, Salah's been quiet today. And I was like, oh, crap, Salah's still in the game. And I started to put in our group. 1 touch. That's all he needs. 1 touch. 1 touch, goal, finish him off, goal. That's it. When you see stuff like that, you know, this is like it's one of those years. Looks like Liverpool's going to be hanging around for a very, very long time this year. And if they go make a signing or 2 in January, you can really book it then. We've got a lot of work to do. What our fan base needs to be concerned about is tomorrow night, this Carabao Cup, and then we'll see what we can do in the league if it's still there available for us. Up until then, there's nothing to talk about. 1 win, and people are going ballistic. Look, it's cool. I'm glad we won because we were on a skid there for a second. We were on a skid, but in order for us to even be in this title picture discussion, we've got to go on a 17-game run. We've got to go on an 18-game run. We've got to go on something ungodly. So it's a bunch of hoopla about nothing. Liverpool is going to be here to stay, and then we need to start having a discussion about. Need to start having a discussion about Chelsea. Because Chelsea's hanging around as well. They're hanging around. And we've got another gentleman. Let me throw this out there. We've got West Ham on Saturday, and we've got a big game coming up next Wednesday against a team that they're not too far behind us as well. Go look at the bottom of the table. Go look at the table. For everybody that's talking all this talk, go look at the table and look who's behind us again. Spurs is 3 points behind us again. They ain't going nowhere. These teams ain't going nowhere this year, y'all. And we're getting ready to go into Kenny. Me and you talked about this a couple of months ago. We're getting ready for December. It's really about to get crazy. This coming the next 2-3 weeks, it's gonna get real crazy. So get ready. Hold on to your butts.
Nah, facts. So big up to everyone putting super chats in as well. Yeah, if I don't read them, I am commenting in the chat if it's not in line with the flow. But no, big up, man. But yeah, listen, this is what it is. Yeah, Liverpool fans are not getting cocky. Yeah, we don't have a world-class forward like Salah. Yeah, facts. But Liverpool fans in this chat, the majority of them are sound. They ain't getting giddy. They've been there, done it, and seen it before, Kenny. Yeah. All right, and this is the thing, like it's copium for us as a fan base with this Arsenal fan base, because everyone's sitting there saying, "Well, Liverpool ain't played anybody." Well, I've just reeled off all the teams they played. Yeah, and all of the teams they've played, yeah, are all fairly decent teams this season. Forget last season. Forest have been good this season. Villa have been good up until the last couple of games, last 3 or 4 games. Yeah, Brighton have been good. They've played Brighton in the cup and following game in the league. No, they've played us. I've named all the teams. Yeah, they got Madrid on Wednesday. They got Man City at the weekend. But after they get a result against both of them, is it then accepted that they've played some teams then? But listen, they're going about their business. Yeah, Mohamed Salah. Yeah, I don't think he was great, but he weren't bad. And as soon as he scored that goal, I don't know where the keeper was going. By the way, maybe he fought off. Maybe he did a Ramsdale. Yeah, maybe saw a pigeon on the pitch. But easiest goal he'll ever score. His penalty was quality. I can't lie. But people are saying they've been lucky in this and that. But Kenny, real talk here, right? The fact that people are just dismissing them is more of a copium because we bottled a title. Yeah, and the fact that our fan base is sitting there saying, well, they're 8 points clear now. If they bottle it, hold on. Did Tottenham bottle it last season then? Because they were top after 3 months. They didn't, did they? Yeah, it's the thing. It's like, it's jarring because our fans talk too much. And when it all falls down, they look like idiots again. Keep it zipped. Let's go about our business. Like you say every week, 1 game at a time. But what do you make of them and City, Kenny, this season? I've been seeing, a third of the season now.
Well, first and foremost, I think our fans are just arrogance, born out of nothing. If you're going to be arrogant, by all means, I've got no problem with arrogance if you can, walk the walk. The fact is that Arsenal fans had every right to be arrogant in the late 80s and early 90s because of the things we won under George Graham. We had every right to be arrogant because, with those superb teams in 2002 and, obviously winning the Invincibles. But since then, we've got no business being arrogant and looking down at Liverpool. I mean, it's completely off the wall. You think, of course, Slaughter's going to get out of tune at a team. If you can't get a tune out of Salah, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Kanate, Van Dijk, Alisson, and then you've got that forward, the remaining forwards, plus you've got talented midfielders. I mean, if you just discovered football for the first time and you compared both squads, you could arguably say that Liverpool got better players than us. You try to have those pork chops we have as a fan base. I mean, some of these pork chops are saying that Ben White is the best right back in the country. Really? He's not the best right back at the club. Yet you've got some of our fans just making a complete idiots themselves, doing their sort of multiple choice questions without even thinking about it and how they look and just coming out of absolute nonsense. The fact is, who have Liverpool played? Well, let's not forget Arsenal lost. Both Arsenal's losses to Newcastle, who are not a traditional team in the top 6, probably the 7th club outside the top 6. And they lost to Bournemouth, who are not part of the top 6, they're in the bottom 10. And they've struggled in games against teams at home. They've beaten them, but the man of the match has been Raya. So I think Arsenal fans should just, take a vow of silence, have a rest, lie down, put the fan over your head and cool down a bit, read some poems or something instead of talking about football. Because you talk shit most of the times you do. In terms of Man City, let's get it right. It's Tottenham. Tottenham have got the wood over the Man City, and I say that footballing terms. That what our Spurs play with Man City is basic. Basically, they put 2 banks of 4. Make sure Man City can't, have no coverage down the flanks. At right, they don't allow Man City's fullbacks to overlap. They don't let their wingers get in the byline, and they basically press them through the middle. And then what they do is that when Man City make a mistake, they got bodies forward, put the ball in the back of the net, and then make themselves difficult to beat. And when Man City get adventurous, because Man City believe they're the best team in the country, so they don't have to do the hard yards because teams are automatically scared of them. Just go boom, boom. Look at all the Tottenham's goals. All of them were on the counter-attack. On the counter-attack. Man City had a break in play. Spurs, managed to block the the flanks, and they went boom, buzz forward. I mean, I was on the podcast. Oh, sorry, on the podcast with you, Lee. Sorry, not podcast. Fan cam with you when you were going through both the goals, and the way you described it was Spurs in the counter attack.
Yep.
And then like Poro's goal, blatantly on a counter attack when Man City were in the attack, and then obviously the fourth goal was on a counter attack. So Man City always have problems with Spurs because Spurs are the only team who have the players to hurt Man City and have the mentality to do it. When they went away from playing that way at the Lane, at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium last season, that's when Man City took control. But in terms of like Man City, you've got to remember one thing. One guy put in a chat that during the lockdown season, they're 8 points behind Liverpool. They want to win the league at a canter. Let's not forget. I'm not taking any away from Tottenham. Yeah, of course I'm taking away from Tottenham. Spurs, I don't want them to win anything. But let's be honest, they didn't have that. It's sacrilege not to play without Rodri, but not to have Kovacic, who is also a CDM and also breaks the play, dictates how they play. They basically were playing with attackers in midfield and no one who could run a midfield. Gordogan looked old. You know, Bernardo Silva looked like a 15-year-old playing with men. Phil Foden, let's have that discussion. No one wants to talk about.
He's falling off a cliff.
I mean, you got laughing boy, Micah Richards saying about Foden this and Foden that, and since the Euros, Phil Foden's done nothing. I mean, you would have thought that if Phil Foden reached the potential that everyone says that he has as a footballer, they wouldn't have missed Rodri. They wouldn't have missed all the other players. The fact is, he hasn't contributed anything. And then you've got Haaland, who's missing sitters. And people say, well, they're half chances. No, for Haaland, they're sitters. So that's where Man City are going. But they'll thrash Feyenoord tomorrow. Then who knows? If they avoid the Vita Anfield, that's going to give them the confidence to get all their players back. We're in trouble again.
Yeah, facts. And just to highlight this comment very quickly, Mari's got 2 assists today. Not that I count them. And Ivan Toney bagged twice. They've won 5 out of 5 in their Champions League. Yeah, they're top of the group, top of the whole table in their version of the Champions League.
There were no strikers.
We didn't need Ivan Toney. We didn't need him.
There was no strikers available.
Yeah, I mean, who's available? I mean, well, Ivan Toney, we don't want him. He's got an attitude problem.
He's old.
It's mad. It's actually mad. But yeah, just to finish up before we get into the Arsenal stuff. First and foremost, there's 800 people in there. These likes are a disgrace. 179. Come on, man. Make sure you follow the guys. The links are all pinned. And it just winds me up, man. It winds me up that Tottenham beat this lot all the time. And it winds me up the way they play against them all the time. They always have a go at them. Always have a go at them, man. It's like we go to the Etihad like little rabbits in the headlights and get pumped.
Yeah, he goes into defensive mode. Every time we play him at the Etihad, it's just get a draw. Let's just try to get a draw. Let's just try to get a draw. Never goes 100 miles per hour. The year I keep going back to that year, the 93% year. It was there for the taking. We went there and we should have beat them in that cup competition, set the tone, and we just laid down. And then last year you go there, we get a draw, and then we pay for it. But just like you said, like y'all said, Spurs, every time I look up, Spurs is 100 miles per hour. Even the game they lost last season, they went at them. They still gave it to them. It's just like for us, it just seems like this manager just he just freezes up when it's time to play potent competition, and he just goes into defensive mode.
Yep. No, it's embarrassing, man. It's embarrassing. But we'll see. Still a long way to go. 2/3 of the season to go. And we'll see what happens. Obviously, January winter's just around the corner. Don't expect us to do much. Yeah, because we'll have a few fringe players back, and they'll be like new signings again, won't they? Ben White will be back. Oh, we got a new signing. Marquinhos will be back. That's like a new signing. It's crazy. Yeah, it's actually crazy. But anyway, it is mad. It's mad. But listen, we got the win at the weekend, and the greatest game in the world. But it was easy. We didn't have to be out of second gear, really, did we? Let's be real with it. And the boy come off the bench and bagged. He actually looked lively again when he came on. He jinked around somebody as soon as he came on and slapped a shot wide. And then his next touch, bang, back of the net. Yeah, we see Odegaard probably have his best performance for a while. I know he's been out, but even before then, he weren't great. And people are saying, "Oh, since Odegaard's have come back in, this is the new one as well." I've seen, yeah, it's rife. Whoever it is that starts these stupid trends off, yeah, like they go flying through a fan base quick. Oh, Odegaard just makes us flow so much better. Okay, where was the flow against Aston Villa then? Yeah, where was that flow last season against Aston Villa then? Where was the flow against Bayern Munich twice? Where was the flow against Fulham away, West Ham at home, Newcastle away, Chelsea away, Tottenham
Bayern Munich, second leg.
Yeah, and first leg. Like, where was the flow? Like, oh, it's amazing. You play so much better with him. Really? We've bottled an 8-point lead with him, mate, and now we're 9 points behind. And you think this guy's the guy? Well, he wasn't the guy when we were 8 points clear, let alone 9 behind. So it is what it is. Listen, Saka played well, took his goal well. We were screaming, why is he taking a touch? Why is he taking another one? It was like, okay, that's why. But it was jarring. Let me start with you first, mate, because we did the watch along there. And it weren't pretty, was it? But it weren't shit either. It was just a routine victory. They were poor. They looked like they'd all been out on the piss the night before, Forest.
If I had a word to describe Forest on Saturday, I know you in the chat, man. Feeble. Feeble would probably be the best way to sum it up. And it's probably, international break, man. It's hard to go off of, your momentum, because they had a lot of momentum going into that break, and then to come back from the break and try to have that kind of momentum. And normally, like I told you, Lee, we're on the road most times when we come back from international break. So it's usually tough for us, and we usually struggle. But in this case, it worked out for us. We were in the confines of home, so the players, they have every right to have a go at it when they're at home. For me, it wasn't like a glamorous showing, but it was just okay. He did a few things different. He didn't start 29. The ball, we flow. I hate when they use these stupid terms, because then it messes up stuff that Kenny laugh, because you know what I'm trying to say. The terms that need to be used the proper way. The game flowed a lot better without him in the team. We still got some major problems here with this Jesus. This Jesus is absolutely, he is out of form. Bang, out of form. Ethan should have been starting almost a month ago. And you heard me on the broadcast. Anybody that watched the broadcast heard me say, "Oh, we would have started him, he'd probably have 2 goals." Within about 2 minutes later, bam, goal. What's one went in right there. The young man is ready to play ball. I'm not gonna say he's gonna be like the greatest player. He's the next Cesc Fabregas. But he offers something differently. He offers something different. When he gets the ball, he's looking to go forward. He's looking to take on players. He has freshness, has zeal, and it's just different to see. It's when you look at him, you can say, okay, yeah, this is a guy who wants to play. He's asking for the ball. We're sitting there watching. He's asking for the ball as soon as he comes on. He's wanting to get involved. We don't have to. We have players that they're hiding at times during games. They go on a little break. I'll just take off this play and I'll go chill out over here. And if it comes this way, I'll get involved. But it's going to be interesting to see how we play. What we're going to look like tomorrow, because is he going to go back to what he had before the break tomorrow against Sporting? Because tomorrow's game is going to be completely different, and he's going to have to make a decision on do we play on the front foot again like we did Saturday, or do we go back into this defensive shell? That's my biggest concern, because for me, I'd rather we start playing like we did on Saturday, because we need to see more of that. If we plan on doing anything in the league, we need more of what we saw. We can't be just sitting here, 1 goal, and then we're going to sit back. What did we say, Lee, when we scored the goal? Hey, man, we got to get 2. Yep. We got to get this 3rd goal. We was up 2-0 for the longest. We got to get this. We got to get a 3rd goal. And so, playing on the front foot, I think suits this team much better than just sitting back on defense. We need to start. Somebody just stated there in the chat. Start putting up a fight. We need to start just going that team. That's what got us where we were 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. When we started that season, it was like bang, bang. We were taking it to teams. We've got the defense in check, so there's no reason. But this manager is going to have to. Hopefully, he'll stop overanalyzing things. Take a good hard look at this game this weekend and make the adjustments. Hopefully, he doesn't have that love obsession for Havertz for the next couple of weeks and start trying to shoot him back into this team, because the team flows, even with Jesus being out of form, the team flows better not having two when you got two players that's chaotic in the team, it tends to throw everything off. But for me, I thought the performance was good. I'd say it's an 8 out of 10. And hopefully we can continue this. And like I said, I just hope that this is a step forward in the right direction to get us on some kind of winning patch, because we need a nice run of games. And because we can't keep doing this win, draw, win, draw, loss. Before you know it, you look up and then it's over. Season's over. So
yeah, facts, absolute facts. Let me grab these super chats that come to you, Jez. Yeah, question for Hall: Who was better, Overmars or Pires? Pires for me. Don't know about you, Kenny. Overmars or Pires? Who was better?
All day long, Pires. All day long.
Yeah.
Overmars was very direct, but Pires had the je ne sais quoi.
Facts.
His season before he got injured in 2002 was probably one of the best individual performances I've ever seen from an Arsenal player. And I've been watching us for a long time. And I'll tell you, Pires, before he got injured in 2002, was the best player in Europe.
He was unreal. He was quality. Big up, Luke. Big up, Nadir as well. Is this a Lennart Gunner, not Lee Gunner? Had a lot of fun mocking my team, which is Fez. But how we're still second in the league. We have been shit and still second. He's put another one in saying, want us to lose the title so we get some sober reality. We slacked in the window, but hey, I had to sit until the 93rd effing minute while half the stadium was gone, I think. Yeah, you flew over for that as well, that game at the weekend. Wow. Yeah, I remember you saying, mate, that's crazy. I shouldn't laugh. Yeah, but normally when you fly over, mate, it's normally a home game and you slap someone. So it's probably the first time you've seen them lose in a very, very, very long time when it is at home for you anyway. But yeah, listen, whilst it's fun mocking City, they are still above us, which is mad. Like they've lost 3 straight Premier League games and they're sat above us. And they've been shit all season. And that tells you a couple of things. Number one, that they're not that great, but neither is anyone else. And the team that are top have just been the most consistent team, which is normally how it works. So it is what it is. But yeah, Jez, what did you make of us at the weekend, mate? I know you're upset about a couple of performances, but talk to us, man. What are you saying?
Well, one of my concerns, and I talked about this and Dow's just mentioned it. I was an advocate. I did say there's a player in Havertz somewhere. But let's look at this from a proper point of view. Whenever he plays, everything slows down. When he didn't play at the weekend, we would play with a higher intensity, right? My criticism was also on another player in Odegaard. Why does he always have to take the second touch? He had a perfect opportunity on the edge of the 18-yard box, and he scored goals from there before, guys. Right? He just gets the ball, whips it. All right, it may miss probably 80% of the time, but 20% of the time it goes in the back of the net. Because those lovely looping shots, bang, see you later, move on, right? The other question I'm going to put here, Martinelli didn't play. Right? Interesting. Martinelli didn't play. We played again with higher intensity. So that says to me, I have 2 questions here. That Martinelli, are you just lacking confidence, or are you just not the levels that we thought you were going to be? And the fact that Havertz, mate, I backed you. I said, there is a player in there. And after January this year, you were banging goals in. I went, hey, look at me. I know what I'm talking about. Well, clearly I don't, because at the end of the day, he hasn't performed. I know he didn't play at the weekend. I get that. Right? But it's proven, when you go back and look at games, every time he's up there in the midfield up front, it's slow. And that allows the opposition to come and close us down. And that's a worry. That is a worry for a £65 million player that I'm thinking, this ain't working, man. It's worked for a little bit, but it ain't working consistently. So I just find it frustrating, Lee. I really do, because there's no I honestly sit here like I did at the weekend watching that game. I'm thinking, what is our most balanced team? And I can't say to you with any confidence what it is.
We don't have anything on the left side. The left side's been dead for time.
Yes, and I mean,
Doesn't matter what
I
combination we put down that left. We always go down the right.
I could say that's the team, and that is a team that's going to win you a game. Right, move on. I ain't worried about it. Now, it's a little bit. It's all getting a little bit stinky again, and that worries me. That does worry me because we've got Sporting tomorrow night, and then we've got some tough games coming up. Yeah, and that I said it at the start of the show. Nice win against Forest. They didn't turn up. They were pretty shit. Let's be honest. Yeah, let's be honest about it. Yeah, even when I did the watch along with the Yeti, he admitted, he said, we're shit today. Surprising. They've done well away from home. But that still don't convince me. Sorry.
Nah, facts, mate. Facts. Like I said, we've got nothing down the left side. Doesn't matter who we play. Left wing, left mid, left back. We always go down the right. Yeah, we see that. We've only got to have a look at the patterns of play and the heat maps and all of that crap. Yeah, all of our stuff is lopsided. But Kenny, you was at the game. What was it like in the ground, man? What was the atmosphere like? Because obviously we got the early goal, and sick goal, fantastic goal, and then after that it was just predictable from us, really, wasn't it? They weren't ever going to score. They could still be playing now, mate. They were never going to get past that defense.
Yeah, definitely. Well, you know what? The game asked a lot of questions. First and foremost, he rotated, as I said in my monologue, who knew? But I think there's something bigger than the result. Obviously, we're going to talk about result. And we 3 superb goals. Excellent goals. Bukayo Saka, it proves that when you play, you get Odegaard further up the field, it releases Saka into space and he plays his best football. It just shows you when Saka's on form, we play well. Thomas Partey's goal was absolutely brilliant, and obviously the cameo and the icing cake for a lot of the fans was the goal from Wanyeri. So it was kind of the West African, like I said, hat trick. Obviously, only 2 of them play for England, but yeah, that's another thing. But the fact is that we played throwing football, and we were able to dominate Forest because we played throwing football. Let's get it right. Forest were poor, but we didn't allow them to play well. Obviously, they missed Morgan Gibbs-White, who's a fantastic player and gets in the face, leads their press, and does try to make something happen from an attacking point of view. And when he doesn't play, he isn't the nuisance he is, both on the press and an attack. It wasn't able to get Hudson-Odoi into the game. So Hudson-Odoi had more defending than he had to do attacking. And Alanga he got injured, so they're relying more on Maynard to create something from the right-hand side. But, the big question is that you guys made some really good points. You mentioned one massive conundrum, but that was an easy conundrum. Kai Havertz, like presence in the football side. Martinelli's presence in the football side. But there's a bigger conundrum, and I think it's something we need to discuss, because tomorrow you're going to see something and you're going to ask one thing of your manager. Has he got nuts? Because Mikel Arteta needs to show his nuts tomorrow. Yeah. We need to see his nuts right on this table and say, show us your nuts, Mikel. What I mean, show us your nuts, it comes with team selection. Because at the end of the day, you can only play 3 in the midfield. You can't play 5. You can only play 3 up top. You can't play 5. Make a bloody decision and make the right decision for this football club. Don't make a decision because you pay £65 million for the player. Don't make a position in midfield because you paid £105 million for the player. Don't try to make him into what he's not just because he costs £105 million. Is he a number 8 or is he a number 6? Make a decision. Make a decision, Mikel. All right? We've got a big game tomorrow where we have to win, or we're going to be playing the playoffs where it's highly likely we play at Bayern Munich or Real Madrid. Mikel Arteta, show us your nuts. All right? Show us your nuts. If you genuinely believe Thomas Partey is the best number 6 at this football club, then play Thomas Partey in that midfield. Then you play Odegaard. If you believe that Marino gives us more balance than number 8, then bloody well play him. That means you leave your £5 million player on the bench. Now, it doesn't matter where he's done well for us and that he's got good recovery skills when it comes to retrieving the ball. He gives us good screen defence. He gives us loads of energy in the midfield. If he does not fit your system, show your nuts and drop him. The same with the £65 million man. Show your nuts. If you've got a free and you generally want you want work rate, and the player who's not exactly that great anyway is giving you work rate, be it Jesus. It doesn't matter if Kai Havertz cost £65 million. Leave him on the bench and give us some bloody balance. Because I'll tell you one thing now, long term, if you unbalance this side, you're going to get a shock. Because I'll tell you one thing, you can balance it out as long as you want and say, oh, Thomas Partey's not going to, he's leaving at the end of the season, so I can put Declan Rice at number 6. If you don't get a number 6 to replace Thomas Partey, then you haven't got a pair of nuts and you're a pork chop. If you do not get a left back in and think that Calafiori is our left back, throw some nuts and get a proper left back. If you genuinely want to win games and have a left winger, and you think we're one of the best teams in the country, then get a proper left winger, show us your nuts, put your nuts on the table and show us that you can run this football club. Don't just play players because the crowd love them when you've got a lovely song about them or because they cost a lot of money. Don't imbalance your side because someone costs £65 million and £105 million. Show us your nuts, Mikel. Starting tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, we got to get Kenny on a t-shirt.
I don't know what I've just walked back into. Yeah, but all I heard was nuts. Show us your nuts.
We got to get down on a t-shirt with Kenny pointing just like that, man. We got to get that merch. We got to get that merch going. Halimi, we got to get this merch going, man. Is that right?
Why are we not having this conversation? It's staring us into in the face, and no one has the bottle to say that maybe Declan Rice doesn't fit into our system. And
well, he's out, Kenny. He's out anyway. He's out
anyway. But when he comes back in, why hasn't anyone got the nuts to say that? They're Arsenal fans, but they're scared because a few top accounts say he's going to be a top number 6. Really?
But you know what, Kenny? This is the thing is that that go back to like the end of last season when we was on that run where the manager he's historically had trouble trying to select a team that can get the job done, and so we're in a stage now of the season where he's gonna have to, if it's working and if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and he's gonna have to learn how to go. Oh well, leave it alone.
I want Declan Rice to do well. I want him to be a good player. I want Havertz to do well. But sometimes you've got to put your hand up and say, you know what? My midfield, this is a bit imbalanced. It's not working. Both of them, you can argue one of them hasn't done nothing wrong. But he's got to make a decision. And our fans need to think one thing. Tell me the coaching manual which says that the number 8 at Arsenal has to be a left-footed player in order to get a half, an average left winger to perform. When that average left winger gets pocketed by right backs who are slower than a turn of milk. I mean, come on, let's be honest with ourselves. Let's have discussions about the players, because at the end of the day, we're going to look at the end of the season and we're going to say, right, why did we not win this league? Where can we do better? And everyone's going to say, well, Rice was 7 out of 7. Oh, he did really well. Do you remember that cross he done against Crystal Palace? Or do you remember when he got that recovery change? Or Havertz, that whacker, yay. Kai Havertz scores again. Well, we won nothing.
You know what's going to happen tomorrow, though. You know what's going to happen. See, the threat tomorrow is the man who scored 5 goals in 1 week.
Yeah. Yep. He says he's actually scored more goals for club and country this season than Arsenal have in all competitions.
Yeah,
we got to have a conversation about this, because we've gone through a bad patch. We've beaten Nottingham Forest, who are terrible, but we've got to think about long term. If you don't sort out our midfield and sort out this conundrum we have with Kai Havertz and Declan, then it's going to cost us big time. Because right now in the thicker games, obviously games come thick and fast. We're going to look at the results, but eventually we're going to play a decent team in Europe and in the Premiership. and everything I said is going to come to fruition. I promise you.
Mate, this chat's fucking hilarious. I swear. This chat's funny. I get these likes up, man. Smash these likes up. Still over 800 here, man. Make sure you sub to the large channels. Arsenal History and More pinned by Static in the chat. Kenny Ken 1972 on Insta is there as well. And so is Southern Guna for Matty's YouTube channel. But yeah, it's actually mad. He's got 24 goals for his club this season and 9 in the Nations League. And we're coming up against this at the weekend, which goes back to what you guys were saying earlier. Are we going to revert back to type? Which I think we will. 29 a start, Martinelli a start, Rice and Party in midfield with Odegaard. Saka obviously start.
I thought Rice hurt.
Calafiori a start.
Rice can't play because he hurt. He out, right?
No, he's back in training.
What?
Yeah, I've just seen the training pictures a minute ago. He's in training.
Wait a minute. He's back in training? A broke toe?
He did partial training before the game at the weekend.
Broke toe?
Come on, Matty. You got to play your £105 million player, haven't you? No matter what.
He did partial training at the weekend.
Y'all got to be
before the weekend, sorry. And then I've just seen the training pictures now on their website. He's in training before they fly off. Oh, can I just say some breaking news as well? Well, it's not breaking news, but I've only just seen it. Kieran Tierney, I think, is getting on the plane to Portugal.
What?
Kieran Tierney, I think, is on the plane, guys.
What if he starts tomorrow, Lee?
Hey, but listen, we've done 160 mil to replace him, but I think he's on the plane. I may be wrong. Listen, I might have got it wrong.
Oh my goodness!
But yeah, Kieran Tierney, mate.
Blow me down. I can't believe Declan Rice is out there. A broke toe.
I'm not even lying. I can't share the pictures because I'll probably get done for copyright.
No,
it's on their website. You go on their website and look at the photos. Yeah, right. He's on the photos. He's in the photos for training.
Wow.
Yeah, he's in the photos for training. 29's there. Saliba, Kivior, Sterling, Timber, Jorginho. Can't actually see if Tierney's there, if I'm honest. I genuinely can't see, but I see somebody earlier saying that
man,
Tierney might make the plane. Party's there, Saladin's there, Marino. Oh, there he is. There he is. Maldini's there, and I'm not talking about Calafiori, bruv. I'm talking about Maldini, the centre back.
You know, this manager, we got a saying over here in the States, man. This manager, he works these players harder than a government mule, man. I mean, this brother here is gonna get every last bit of that $105 million out of Declan Rice.
Yeah, I can't actually see Tierney in the pictures, if I'm honest. Oh, there he is. Yep, he's there. Zinchenko as well. Yeah, Tierney was in training. Tierney's getting on the plane, guys. Tierney is getting on the plane. It's looking likely. Kieran Tierney in the squad, yeah? Is this what we're saying? Mad. Wait, my baller. I'm happy.
Would you play him, though? Would you play him?
Yeah, because he can defend.
Yeah, you're gonna need him. Hey, Lee, you're gonna need him tomorrow. Need him tomorrow.
To be fair, I wouldn't actually play him. He's been out for a while. Yeah, but if I'm him, I'm moving in January anyway. Yeah, I'll just go through the motions. That's probably what he's doing. He's been injured.
Yeah, he could do your 15 minutes towards the end.
Yeah,
it just shows you one thing about Mikel Arteta. It's man management, isn't it? You know, you're Jesus. His lack of care towards him as a player and disrespect has led to the piss poor performances that we see on a regular basis from Jesus. Same with Kieran Tierney. I mean, Kieran Tierney, Jesus must be thinking, how many players have to be injured for me to be allowed to play in my favourite position? Because this guy's taking the mic away. But the thing is, we only see it for ourselves. Something's gone on in that dressing room where Jesus and Arteta must have had something going on. The same with Tierney, because you don't have a situation, or as bad as Jesus is, you don't have a situation where last season, when we're trying to go for the league, a league that we should have won the season before, that if Havertz got injured, Trossard played when you had a fit Jesus was on the bench. And then let's not talk about Kieran Tierney. For the last 2 years, everyone but Kieran Tierney has been playing at left back and right played as well. So I don't know. It doesn't bode well, because if we have like an emergency, you're having to motivate these players to play for you, and I don't get it because trying to motivate Jason to play for you, and you're not seeing anything, are you, from Jesus? You're not seeing any form of quality. You know,
Nope.
He can't
He's
get
trash, mate. He's rubbish.
Yeah.
And the thing is, he doesn't even look close to being anywhere near good enough for us.
Yeah.
Like when he first came in, I was happy we signed him. Yeah. Look, maybe not as a striker, but like, you could do a job there every now and again, like play him off the wings. Yeah, or maybe off the bench or whatever. Because he is actually, or was actually, half decent. However, this manager then rushed him back after a knee surgery when Trossard was cooking, when we were 8 points clear. And then since then, he's done another knee surgery and another knee surgery. Yeah, he's finished. He's done 3 knee surgeries.
You know when a player is really out of form, when you've got people praising them for tracking back.
Yeah, that's what you know.
Martinelli gets praised for tracking back and gets praised for his defensive work to stop a certain goal from Gusto against Chelsea. Obviously, he scored a goal, but he gets praised more nowadays for his defensive work off the ball. I heard yesterday that Jesus got praised for his tracking back and him being part of the first press. You know things are bad where you're an attacker and you get praised for the work you do off the ball and how your opponents, your teammates appreciate you. A bit like Hemel Heskey. I mean, if Hemel Heskey scored 5 and 20, that's a good season for him. Yeah, you hear all the sundry saying, I love playing with Hemel Heskey. Oh, he did this and that. And I went, bloody hell, you spent a fair bit of quid on Hemel Heskey to score 5 and 20. I'm exaggerating a bit, but you know what I mean. And that just shows you how bad things are, where you get praised more for the defensive work you've done on behalf of the team rather than the thing you bought for.
But we were sitting there watching the game, and it was this one particular portion of the game there, and it was funny because it was quiet, and Lee was looking, and Kenny, Ola was looking. And I just happened to say it. I said, "Look at that! He didn't even try to try for the header." And then Lee just started laughing because we all saw. We was like, "Look at this! This man, he
was rubbing his bum off the guy, trying to wrap his arms around the back of him to fall out. So like the defender just moved out the way and he flopped. It just fell on the floor. It was like it weren't as bad as the one that Rashford did. Do you remember when Rashford didn't go up for the 50-50 in the cup final a couple of years ago?
Yeah.
It was similar, but not the same. It was similar to that. He wrapped his arms around, when they try and pin the defender, and he's just trying to win a foul to make it look like the defender's pinned him. It's like, bruv, what are you doing? There was another one in that game as well, where he was in the corner running up the wing. Yeah, and the defender just went, move out of the way, mate. It's like, why do they get pushed off the ball so easy? Like, come on, man. Like, it's almost like some of these players are going through, like they know they're coming to the end, and he ain't even that old. It's almost like, oh, whatever. And then you see somebody who comes off the bench who's 17. You can tell he's trying to play for a career. Half of these players couldn't give 2 fucks. Yeah, Jesus couldn't care less. Yeah, Sterling couldn't care less. Yeah, like there's a few others I could name as well. Couldn't care less. Jorginho. Yeah, I've seen people say he played all right in the first half. What were they watching? Oh, he gives us so much control. No, he don't. He got booked, mate. Yeah, and then we had to hook him because he's a liability. Yeah, we had to hook him at half time. Yeah, and I want to bring this up as well. Jez, you see this. Yeah, because we spoke about this on the fan cam, and I'm sure you did it. And I want to ask Kenny afterwards, yeah? And I'll come to you, Matty, but I'll start with Jez. Our fans sit there and say, the refs are against us. Oh, how comes everyone gets refereed different to us? Jez, how did Marino, how did Marino not get booked in that game when he should have had 4 yellow cards?
Yep.
Which follows up from the Inter Milan game the other week, where Timber should have had 3 yellow cards in the first 10 minutes. Yeah, 29 gets away with constant fouls and dirty ones as well with him. Yeah, but how is it, Jez, that like these fans don't bring that up? Like, how is it that our players can get away with doing some of these dirty fouls, run away from the crime scene, he hid in the wall, and then we scored and it was offside? Yeah, like run away. There was one before that. Yeah, then we won a foul and he jogged off and just hid. And it was almost like, I'm staying away from the ref so he doesn't remember I should have got booked. He should have been booked 4 times in that game, Marino.
At least. And let's put it right. Nobody has mentioned any of that. But the crying about the fact that the offside goal, right, he had his toenail over the line. Oh my God, he's never offside. Oh, he's never offside. That's disgrace. Oh, VAR, this, that, bollocks. At the end of the day, you know, I agree. The angle that they were looking at that with, I was saying on the watch log, the angle they were looking at is shit. Why don't they just put it straight down the line, which they did afterwards? They did it afterwards, after the goal had been disallowed. You had the blue and the red line. Yeah.
Yep.
Nobody mentioned that. Oh, sorry. Everybody mentioned that, but nobody mentioned the dirty, snidey little tackles going in, the little ankle taps, the little pushes in the back. Yeah. All that sort of nonsense. All the dirty...
Sorry to cut you off. Trossard got Aina got booked for Trossard. Was it Trossard? Yeah, it was Trossard. Right on half time. Trossard boots the ball. As he's booted the ball, his legs followed through. Aina's just dangled a leg out to try and block him kicking it up the pitch. Yeah. Trossard's kicked him and he got booked.
Yeah.
I was like, the one Yates got booked, for a foul. Literally 2 minutes earlier, Marino did one worse. Exactly the same, but his foot was off the ground a little bit. Jogged away from the crime scene. But Yates does it and he's booked. And people want to talk about refs. I don't want to hear refs ever again.
No.
Yeah, we get away with a lot of fucking fouls, in this league and in Europe. Yeah, against Atlanta, Timber should have been booked. Timber should have been booked 3 times in 10 minutes.
Look, I've been looking at this for 2 years now, right? When you're the home team, I don't know why this is, because I don't agree with it whatsoever. When you're the home team, you tend to get a little bit of leniency. Right, we can cast our minds back 20 years to Alex Ferguson, Fergie time, right? We used to have all of that bullshit. Yeah. When Arsenal play away, people say, oh, when we play away, it's unfair because we don't get the same thing we do at home. I don't get it. I don't agree with it. It seems to be modern football referees crap. I don't like to talk about referees normally because I been there, seen it and done it. But at the end of the day, the standard is shit. Accept it. Right? What you get away with here, you're not going to get away with there. Yeah. And it balances itself out in the end. Stop crying. Big channels out there, bullshitters, talk absolute bollocks all day long. Right? And, just move on. It's a man's world, people, except you're going to get a bad day and you're going to get a good day. But at the end of the season, I guarantee you it'll be 50-50. So stop crying.
Kenny, you was at the game. What was it like when some of these tackles were going in and we were getting away with some of them? Or what was it like when some were going in on us and that? We're like, what is it actually like being at the games now? Like when fouls and...
pathetic. There's a bloke behind me, near me. He's absolutely pathetic. He sits right next to me. And there's another one behind me towards my left-hand side. They're pathetic. You hear them all the time. We get a 50-50 tackle. Whoa, ref! They cry for every yellow card. Oh, if that was us, I just feel like saying to them, please just be quiet. Please end my pain. Listening to you, man. I can't listen to you, doing it's infamy. Everyone's against me. Bollocks. Rubbish. But the trouble is with our fans, it's much worse. Yesterday, I was having a birthday meal for my brother, but during that meal, I had the TV on for the Liverpool game, and then I went over to Arsenal Twitter. It was pathetic. We didn't even involve Arsenal. All they were talking about is how Liverpool got the decisions, and this player should have got sent off, and that should have been a penalty, and Liverpool should have got this and that, and how this was Arsenal. I was thinking, calm down, man. Everything, so even itself out. In fact, I go back, Jez talks about 2 years. I go back to the 21-22 season. There's a lot of times when Lacazette, in the last bit of games, we were winning away from home and at the Emirates, he used to pretend to be fouls and lie on the ball to try and waste time. Or Gabriel Magalhaes. Everyone talks about, the shithousery of Ben White. Well, Gabriel Magalhaes was doing it 2 years before Ben White was doing it. Gabriel Magalhaes taught Ben White all he knew. the dark arts or shithousery. So we've been doing it a long time, and we've been getting away with murder. But because our foolish pork chopper fans decide to have podcasts talking about the virtues of our dark arts, do you think these referees don't watch it?
Mm.
You think the referees don't watch Sky Sports when you got, when Jamie Carragher, the prat from Bootle, the pork chop from Bootle coming out about how Arsenal are now a hard team and how they got the dark arts. What happens? What you're doing is going up to whoever's refereeing, David Coote or whatever they call these days, and saying, right, I'm going to watch Benjamin White now. I'm going to watch Gabriel Magalhaes. I'm going to watch every tackle now because Arsenal now, reveling in their reputation as for the dark arts. Referee's going to watch us. What happens? We've had a bad disciplinary, problem this season because we're being watched. If only our fans kept their gobs shut, concentrating on football, looked at the performances, looked at the scorelines, and then thought, right, we didn't win today because we were poor, or because this guy didn't do his job. Right, next game, Sporting Lisbon, but we can't. Everyone wants a headline. Everyone wants to have more followers on social media. Everyone wants everyone to say, yeah, I agree with you, mate. Here's a follow. I agree with you, mate. Here's a like. People just want it themselves in the lights. You know what I mean?
They want to be the first to say something.
Oh, trust me.
Yeah, whether it's true or not.
There's has-beens in YouTube terms on social media, on Twitter, who just won't shut up. It's like Twitter's their mouthpiece because no.
Well, a lot of them have got a little bit woke now, mate. So there's one called Blue Sky, I think, in there.
Well, yeah, but
they're all fucking off to that. Watch how quick they. It's funny because I've seen that Charlie Boy Watts. Oh, come join me on Blue Sky app. It's basically Twitter for the woke. Yeah, but he highlighted it and promoted it on Twitter. You want all the people that you don't like that are on this app and all the things you don't like seeing on this app to come over to this app that you like. So it's going to make it the same. The fucking idiots, mate.
Yeah, but the fact is,
how about just deactivate your account, piss off, and don't come back? How about that?
Yeah, but they won't.
I guarantee these people that are all fucked off on this Blue Sky app. Guarantee, yeah. Soon as it flops, yeah, and if it doesn't flop, Elon will probably buy it anyway.
Yeah,
and merge them together.
Yeah, but Lee, you've got to remember one thing, right? The genie, you can't put the genie back in a bottle. And the fact is that a lot of these people who come out with their absolute garbage, and everyone would be the headliner. They think Twitter is what it was 8 years ago.
Nope.
8.5 years ago when it was pretty new in 2015, 2016. The Wenger out movement was pretty in infancy. A lot of people got followers because of the stuff they put on Twitter. They still think it's the same. When now no one goes on Twitter, no one wants to really be on it. People have all got YouTube channels, everyone's moved on. But these guys still use it as a mouthpiece because, again, it's one of those things where you just want to sort of deflect from the fact that, we may not be the great team that everyone thinks we are. Maybe, just maybe, we're not good enough to win the league. Maybe, just maybe, we're probably 2 or 3 days short.
What I get fed up with, right? It gets rammed down our throats all the time by certain channels, right? And 2 of them are women, right? And I don't give a shit because I don't care what people think. I'm not one of these people. It is a man's world at the end of the day. I don't care what anybody
says. Look, we've all been cancelled here, so don't worry.
You know what I mean? Why, if they want to sit there and give it all the big fucking large about Arsenal, giving it all the big one, right? Come and join me on Wednesday night and let's have a little talk about Arsenal Football Club, yeah, with real football fans, not sit there talking bollocks, yeah, throwing down there, squaddies, all this bollocks, you know.
The get along gang. The get along gang. We are going to have to wrap this up in a minute, though.
Fucking come and talk to me about.
They won't know, Jez. They won't because they know that you can school them.
About the 10 FA Cup finals that I've been to with all the tickets. Yeah, have they ever any one of them been to? No, they bastard well haven't. So shut your mouths, get on with it, yeah, and don't talk to me and don't talk to the rest of the Arsenal community. You talk absolute fucking dross. And it winds me up, boys. It winds me up. Seriously, man. If those 2 idiots want to come and talk to me. Come and talk to me.
The Arteta de-evolution. That's what I call it. The de-evolution of Arteta. That's what the book should have been named.
Yeah. Yeah, how to ruin a football club in 5 years. Yeah, like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. But listen, we are going to wrap this up. Before we do, Matty, give us your final thoughts on the refereeing decisions that we have had to go against us, and with the ones that have gone.
I'm gonna make it real quick and easy because I know you got to get out of here, man. Look, it's gonna be a whole lot of that this year. When we win the game, you won't hear anything about it. We would have drew that game or lost that game, it'd have been plastered across the internet today. Real simple. So if it doesn't hurt us, they won't say anything about it. But if it hurts us, oh yeah, But everybody's gonna get a dose of it. As Jed stated, we saw it in the earlier game, the other game yesterday. It is what it is. It's just a part of the game. Refereeing is a part of the game. I used to coach my kids. I used to tell them all the time, referee's going to do his job. It's up for you to do your job. So you know what your job is to do, is to win. So bottom line, you win, you don't have that problem. There's nothing to worry about.
No, facts. I grabbed this super chat. I'm going live with Craig in 7 minutes on our other channel, the Red Mist podcast. So make sure you come and join us on that. We're going to talk about Ruben Amorim's first game. Man City. Obviously, he's a Liverpool fan as well, Craig. So he's loving life at the minute. And obviously, I'm sure we'll talk about Arsenal. But big up Rico as well. When the refs ask the teams before the season on fairness of refereeing, every single team thinks every 50-50 call goes against them. Make sense of it. Bro, do you know what? Yeah, Rico, yeah? I'll say this last thing and now we'll wrap up. Do you know what makes me laugh, right? Everyone says, oh, it's a disgrace. The refs are this, the refs are that. Cool. Well, how comes then? Every time the ball goes out of play for a corner, both players put their hand up. Our ball, ref. They're cheating. How comes the ball goes out for a throw-in? Our ball, ref. Both teams do it. How comes a player gets touched, he falls on the deck rolling around? I see Jude Bellingham do this the other night, yeah? Right? And he was literally rolling around on the floor for 5 minutes.
Yesterday.
Yeah. As soon as he see the ref weren't giving that, he got straight back up. Yeah. Didn't even touch him. Did not even touch him. Who was the geezer in the other game? There was another one.
And he shrieked when the guy made the tackle. He trying to sell it to the ref.
There was another one I watched. I think it was a La Liga game over the weekend. The guy was rolling around. I think it was Osasuna. I may be wrong. He was rolling around in the penalty box for a full 2 minutes. Yeah, because they were waiting for the ball to go out of play. He never fucking touched him. And then he's doing the skanky leg, like the limp. Like, oh, yeah, it really hurt that. There was nothing wrong with him. Cheating bastards. But anyway, we are wrapping this up. Jez, always a pleasure, mate. Shout your channel out. What you got coming up, mate?
Arsenal history and more, man. And thanks for having me on Wednesday night, 6 o'clock, the weekly footy chat with Kenny and that. And I think it's got DJB coming on maybe as well. And anybody else that wants to join. We're going to talk about proper Arsenal, proper journeys, proper talk. Not this bullshit that his arsewipe channels put out there that need actually smacking in the face because they don't know Arsenal. And I've had enough of them.
With a wet fish. So make sure you sub to Jez. Kenny, make sure you follow Kenny as well. Pin comment as well. What you got coming up, mate?
I'm with Jez at 6 o'clock, and I've got Dan's channel because of Arsenal playing tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Podcast tomorrow, but obviously tomorrow, it's going to be the fan games. It's our biggest game of the season because it's the next game, but it is our biggest game of the season in Europe. We're playing a very good team, and if Mick Arteta gets his team selection wrong and we don't come out on the front foot, it's going to be a long, long night in the capital of Portugal.
Facts. Absolute facts. Matty, always love, mate. What you got coming up, bro?
I've got the game with you tomorrow. Wednesday, Jez, I'll be over there with you. I'm on vacation this week, so I will be over there with you on Wednesday. And I'm trying to get me and Hooks is trying to link up this week, so I'm gonna try to be on there with him. Leah, before we go out, I just wanted to pull this up, just throwback for everybody. Just let y'all know 5 years ago today, this is what we saw. Have we gotten any better since?
Hey, all I can see is Vinay's derby. Not mention his bald head.
That's mad. Look at the state of that. Anyway, on that bombshell, we are wrapping up. I'm going live with Craig now. Come join us. It's going to redirect, and we're going to talk all things footy. And make sure you sub to the channel when you get there. Spam that chat with Lee Raid as well, with less than 400 from 27K.
Kenny, that was the tournament, was the prelude to the UEFA Cup Winners' Cup 1970. That was the introduction to the midsummer.
Morning.
Cup Winners' Cup, European Cup Winner Cup. There you go.
There you go. And
Good
it's
mate.
immaculate, like all of them. And now, bless up to the panel, sub to all of them. Make sure you sub here. I'll be doing the Newcastle game later on Lee Reacts. But for now, we're going to redirect to the show with me and Craig. And yeah, Cronky out.
I'll tell her, show your nuts.
Arteta, get out.
You took the words right out of my mouth.